Hey everyone, I'm jumping on today because I'm making a video response to a video that I watched on YouTube. So the channel that the video response is for Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. And I've never done this before. I've never actually responded to somebody's video with another video of mine. And I wasn't really going to. Had just found her channel recently. I thought that I had really just found her channel today, but apparently, when I looked at her channel and I looked at her other videos, I saw that one of her videos was half watched by me. And normally I don't half watch a video. I almost always watch it all the way through. So I was a little curious about that. But so I was watching this video, and it's one of the very recent ones that she's made. And at the end of the video, she was talking about how she has come back from a pause, a break in making videos due to surgery and recovery that she had, some emergency surgery and recovery. And apparently during this pause, she came back to her videos in a more direct and organic way, right? Not as I'll just say different than before. And so she said that, she explained in the video that, hey, these videos, they're different, and let me know if you like them, and if you want more content like this. And so I was going to just write some stuff in the comments, and I kept thinking about a few more things that I wanted to say, and at some point I was just like, this is too much for a comment. And since I am working on just getting on YouTube and allowing myself to make videos, it just became clear. I was like, oh yeah, like I need to just make a video about this, right? And I don't know if she'll ever see it or not. I'm gonna, as soon as I post this, I'm gonna put in her comments that I posted a video comment response to her question. But after watching this video, I went back and I looked at some of her very first videos that she made back in 2023, so 2 years ago, and they were good. They were good. There was nothing wrong with them. I liked the comment or the content and her presentation, but what I really noticed between those videos then and now, so the videos then, I'll just say the videos then were good. The videos now are great, per my taste, in my opinion. I think they're great. And the real difference is that I feel like she's transitioned to where she's not trying to control the process so much. She's not trying to control how, the content that she's making, how she's delivering it, and instead she's just jumping on and allowing herself to talk about whatever wants to come through, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. This is the battle that I've had since 2017, right? And just recently I started allowing myself to do that, which is probably why I got redirected back to her channel and started really watching her videos and engaging, because the energy feels very in alignment with what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. And, especially the thoughts that I've had rolling around in my head for the last several years, probably since about, 2022, ish. I think it was May of 2022. I had this really big revelation where I realized that, the basically the divine feminine is the energy. It's the energy field, right? The divine masculine is the awareness, our thoughts, our decisions to either act or not act, where our discipline comes from, our discernment, all of that, right? But the energy, the field of action, the field of what is real, what can be acted upon, is the divine feminine. It is the realm of energy and material. Einstein told us that there's no difference between energy and material. What is the spiritual realm? It's just a non-tangible energetic realm that includes awareness, right? And so that is basically, the awareness of energy being aware of itself, right? And so, given that revelation, I've really started to understand that the best way to kind of find your way in life is to kind of let go and just allow the energy to flow through you, right? If you're not sure where you're going, sometimes you kind of just move forward, allow that energy to flow through, and you'll start to gain an awareness, right? It's kind of like you can't get to know the forest by standing in one place and just looking around, right? At some point, you're going to see everything you can see in that one spot, and you have to start walking forward. Now, maybe you're going to walk in circles a little bit, but eventually you're going to say, I recognize where I'm going. I've been here before, and I understand how I got back to this spot. And you can start walking around, and eventually, the more you walk, the more you're going to know that forest. But you're never going to know that forest if you don't actually allow yourself to walk around in it, right? You've got to just allow what's coming through, and that informs you, right? So to get back to the control part, yeah, you can do that too with the control, but that really it's kind of like, a water hose. When a garden hose is spraying water, you can direct how the water goes, but when you do that, like you put your thumb on it, and it kind of it limits the amount of water coming through, right? So the more we kind of direct and control the energy flowing through us, we're constraining and limiting it. Which, when we need to do that, it's great. But when we're trying to figure things out, it's best to just kind of let everything come through, and not try to restrict it, because we don't understand what we're restricting, right? So for me, a lot of times I don't know what I'm going to talk about. There was so many years where people would say, why don't you make more videos? My friends were asking me, why don't you make more videos? And I said, why? I never know what I'm going to talk about. I can't pre-plan. And eventually I realized I need to just sit down and allow myself to talk. Eventually I'll get to the point where I can kind of figure out what wants to come out before I sit down, right? But until I get to that point, I have to just allow myself to be in that space of talking on the video, and it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. It feels like I'm rambling. I don't like rambling because I value other people's time. I want to, in my mind, I want to sit down and give you the condensed version of everything I want to talk about. And I have to trust that I will eventually get there, but only if I allow myself to go through this learning process. And so, people say it all the time. People on YouTube who are encouraging others to get started on their projects. They say you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to get great. And so this is what that comes down to. Just really allowing ourselves, all of us in every way, to kind of, to really relax, let go of control, and allow more of us to come through. Allow more of yourself to flow through you, even if you don't really know where that's headed or what's going to come out. Just allow that to come out, and before you know it, you'll be doing that thing. You'll have an idea of where you're going. You'll get a better sense of what you're trying to create, or where your next step is, right? And it's, like, as you allow the energy to flow through you, the right stuff is going to come out. You're not even going to realize it until later on, when people respond back to you and say, wow, that really resonated with me, or that's exactly what I needed to hear, or oh, you just painted something that's perfect for my office, I want to buy it from you, or that sketch of that thing is exactly what I've been looking for, right? So when we just allow the stuff to come out, then it acts as our kind of like a combination of a compass and a weather vane, right? And a rudder on a ship. It's letting us know which way the energy wants us to go. It's kind of pointing us in that direction, but it's also helping us to steer, right? And that really comes down again to allowing yourself to relax and just allow the things that want to come through you to come through you. And sometimes it's really scary, because sometimes you just break out crying. I remember there's a time in my life where I was afraid to allow myself to feel the depths of my sadness, or just, allow myself to cry, because I honestly had this feeling that if I did that, I would never stop crying. Like, I would never stop crying. And, you can't function that way, right? You have to do life. And I think I had that fear because I hadn't spent enough time allowing myself to just allow the things that want to come through to come through. And so I didn't have that experience to build up that trust to say, oh no, when I, maybe I'm going to spend a day crying, but then it will be out and I'll be better. And actually I'll be more capable in my life now that I'm not spending a ton of energy holding all of that back inside of me. And this is what that does when you allow yourself. I remember I went on a trip to Japan many years ago, and it was a 10-day trip, and I love Japan. This is like, I'd been wanting to go, and I went, and I was there for business. So all of my coworkers in Japan were taking me out to lunch and dinner, and I was eating all the great food over there, eating everything in sight. At the end of the day for dinner, drinking beer, drinking sake, staying out late, not getting enough sleep. 10 days of that. And when I got home, I stood on the scale, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. I'm not going to want to see this. And to my complete and utter surprise, I had lost 8 pounds. Somehow, in 10 days of just eating really rich food and drinking beer and sake and not getting enough sleep, I lost 8 pounds, right? That is not a recipe for losing weight. And that boggled my mind. I couldn't figure out how that happened and it was a mystery until I started learning about working with energy and how energy flows through our bodies. And I realized, I thought back about that, and I realized, oh, I lost all that weight because I was having so much fun. I was in such a space of joy and excitement and enjoyment that my body in that open state was allowing all the energy to flow and just released everything I was holding on to. Right? That's one of the reasons why we suffer from high blood. They know for a fact that even the Western medical community, which is the least woo-woo organization on the earth, recognizes that one of the most effective ways to lower your blood pressure is meditation, relieving stress. And when we're constantly in that state of trying to control everything, we're literally in that state of tension, and that is creating that state of tension is clogging up everything in our bodies, and it's creating high blood pressure and weight gain and all of that. And as we learn to meditate and release, relax, let that tension go, literally unclench, the energy flows through us. We start feeling better, we lose weight, our blood pressure goes down, we sleep better, and we have more energy. We're inspired. We're excited, right? So I'm going to talk more about this in another video, because this is a really, really important topic. And I'm starting to see, like Lisa Richmond, she's not the only one. I'm seeing more and more people start to talk about this aspect of the importance of really bringing our awareness. It's fun to go up here and talk to guides and, astral travel and all that kind of stuff, but the real action is down here. And so really concentrating on bringing our awareness back down into our bodies. Your body is a portal to the divine, right? I saw this great picture one time, and it literally said that. It said, your body is the portal to the divine. This is Tantra. Tantra in the way that the Western world uses that term. Tantra, in the way that Tibetans used it, literally just meant methodology. Like, what is your methodology? This is my Tantra for enlightenment, right? And that's why anyway, but in the way the Western, and it's not wrong, this is just how language works, right? People will take a word and they'll, ascribe a meaning to it, given, our cultural circumstances. Anyway, in the Western world, Tantra is really a type of spirituality that is centered in the body and in sensations. We call it sensuality or sexuality, but really sensuality is just physical sensations, right? Not being numb to what's going on. And our body is not only our vessel, it is our home. It's the chariot. There's a reason why the chariot card is, for the sign of Cancer. I'm a sun sign Cancer. The chariot is a metaphor for the Merkaba, and the Merkaba is the masculine and feminine come together to form the six-pointed star, and that creates the Merkaba, which is the vessel for the soul. The vessel for the soul is your home, like your home is your body. And it's also an antenna / tuning fork for the divine energy that's trying to flow through you. Not only from your guides, but also from your soul blueprint. Your soul blueprint is trying to send this energy up through us so that we can align with where we're supposed to go and be and all of that kind of stuff. But I'll talk more about that later. But Lisa, if you ever watch this, I thought your earlier videos were good. Your videos now are great and getting better. So please keep doing what you're doing, and I wish you all the best.